that being of light. I am that infinite being that outlives death, outlives time, outlives the fall of the body. Then my life is made, it's complete. And so it is important in this chapter, therefore, we understand that consciousness is the independent reality. Universally we call it Brahman, when that Brahman reflects in individual bodies. In this individual body we call it Jiva. In totality, Paramatma, in individual Jivatma, Jivatma, Paramatma. In totality, all Jivas put together is Paramatma, or God, or Ishvara. That same consciousness in an individual, we say small Atma, Jivatma. Paramatma, Jiva Atma. Are they two? No. It's really one, essentially, experientially two. And therefore, what is therefore the nature of consciousness? Consciousness which reflects in this matter as I now. Don't think there's some other consciousness sitting there in your stomach or something. It is I. Every time I say I, everything, my talk, my walk, my turning, everything I do, it is I, the consciousness, who's using the body, matter, energy, thoughts to move. Activity is nothing but energy in motion, is it not? Body is nothing but atoms and molecules in motion. We are all the time moving, but have the experience of stability. Earth is moving around the sun. You have the experience of standing straight. Actually, you're not. The whole earth is turning, on its axis and around the sun. Imagine. So we should also be going upside down in our perception all day long. Doesn't happen. The law of gravity makes us feel that we are stable. Experientially. Ontologically we are moving, experientially we are stable. Look, what is real about this experience? Nothing is real. Everything is like a dream, no? Everything is just, there's nothing there to say, really speaking, because none of this is really there. And we make such a big deal about all of it. In the big picture, always keeping the big perspective, big picture in mind. When we understand who is this I, who am I? I am that I consciousness. I am Svantantaraha, independent consciousness. I am not a product of matter. Consciousness is not a product of brain, understand. There was a time scientists thought consciousness is a product of brain. We are not a product of the brain. I, the consciousness, is not a property of matter. Is not a product of matter. It is not part of matter, like it's attached to matter. No. When matter is, consciousness is reflected. When matter is gone, you think consciousness dies? Matter has died. Body has fallen. Consciousness continues to exist. Only thing, it has no place to reflect, that's all. Because the subtle body is also moved on. So for the subtle body to reflect consciousness and show it to you in the gross, you need a gross body. Once that body drops, it's not visible. but it exists. So consciousness essentially, I am not confined to the boundary of the body. I exist beyond the boundaries of the body while I live in the body. At the drop of the body, I continue to exist. Why? How? Because I transcend time. I am. That unqualified I, unqualified consciousness, I am. Ahamasmi sadabhami ahamevahamavyayah. Aham asmi, I am. Sadabhami, ever radiant. Indeed, avyayaha, not subject to modification or decline. I ever am the same, transcending time and space. And so he says very beautifully in this section, one more point that we need to understand is, while the infinite being or God is a formless consciousness, we recognize Him only in the tangible. We call Him Rama, Lakshmana, we call Him Krishna, Shiva, we call Him Devi, we call all these different forms are given because human beings are not subtle enough to appreciate the formless God. The journey of our own life is from the form to being the formless. From ownership from the form to the formless, personally speaking. And so it is. By keeping the form, I cross the form to the formless. So the form Krishna, the form Rama, the form Shiva, the form Devi, or whatever be the form, from that form when I begin to move into the formless, I appreciate the formless Shiva, the formless Krishna, the formless Rama, formless Devi. They are all essentially formless. Oh, there are so many formlesses. No. Once you say formless, there is no character to distinguish one formless from the other. It is one pure consciousness is all it is. All the different forms and names we attribute to gods, it all resolves in one formless infinite light. And therefore, no religion has any reason to fight. There is no reason for religious wars, because we are only looking at essentially one formless infinite consciousness. But every religion lends itself for war. We don't have enough religions who can claim oneness. There is one sole voice of an ancient Vedic religion, ancient Vedic tradition which kept saying we are one, we are one, we are one. And we have been called infantile people prattling, talking about oneness impractically. Understand why India is a spiritual land, the mother of all civilizations. It's for this reason, no other reason. It is because it could embrace the multiplicity. It could embrace any faith in this land. because of his inherent tenacity and magnanimity of vision that all is one. Vasudha eva kutumbakam. The earth is one. Earth is one family. Earth is one family. Earthlings are one family. In whichever body you come, we are one family. It is one conscious being. Ekam Sat. Bahuda Vipraha Vadanti. Truth is one, expressed in different ways by many, that's all. And therefore, very beautifully, this the essence Svantantaraha. So Satyam is one, and it is Chaitanyam, it is Nirgunam, has no gunas. Sattva, Raja, Tamo gunas, all of that belongs to Prakriti, Akshara Purusha or Maya. And that is what manifests as the world, Sattva, Raja, Tamo gunas. But the original consciousness, the infinite light, which is an independent cause, is Nirgunam, is free from the threefold changing nature of Maya Prakriti. And so this is really the one who recognizes that I am that consciousness, not a doer. Prakriti is the doer. Prakriti does the karma. Nature does. Karma is done by nature. There is no, don't take doership of karma. That's why Gita says, Nimitta matram bhava. Be an instrument, don't be a doer. Don't become nominative case, be the instrumental case, Prakriti does. I am not a doer. I am non-doer consciousness. If you take yourself as a doer, then there will be karma, there will be karma phala. Karma phala will be consequence of the karma. Consequence of the karma will be birth and rebirth and dharma and adharma and punya and papa. All this happens. Why? Because I take myself to be the doer. I don't see myself as Svantantaraha, as an independent cause which is infinite light, Sakshi, a witness, conscious being. If I don't own up myself, my nature in that way, I become the doer and conditionality catches me. Sorrow, happiness, birth, death, all that appears real, although it is part of Prakriti, part of the nature of life. And therefore, the manifest world, when we say, remember always to include your karma also as part of the manifestation. Karma is manifest, that's why I picked up this body, a useless body, always falling sick, There is karma. So, karma is manifestation. Karma phalam, consequence of karma is manifestation. The birth is manifestation, is it not? Don't say only tree is manifestation. My birth itself is a manifestation. My karma phala, the dharma, the sukham, dukkham, all this is part of the manifestation. And so it's relative, it comes and goes, it changes all the time. And so be an observer, be a sakshi, be who you are, and live in that stillness, abiding silence. That is where the peace is, that is where the ownership of one's true essential nature is.